Hey guys, what's up? Russ here. Today I am starting a character spotlight series on the reign of Superman characters, and I'm kicking it off with my favorite of the four, the Eradicator. The Eradicator's first appearance was actually in 1989 in Action Comics Annual 2, but he was known as the Krypton Man. I'm mostly going to be focusing on the reign of Superman era, but I just wanted to quickly run over where his first appearance was. The Eradicator's abilities include superhuman strength, speed, stamina, agility, senses, and durability, flight, solar energy absorption, technopathy, enhanced intellect, telepathy, super breath, shape-shifting, intangibility, power augmentation, and sonic manipulation. His first appearance as the last son of Krypton came in Action Comics 687 in 1993. The character was resurrected later that same year in Action Comics 693 and was featured regularly in the team The Outsiders, first appearing as a member of the team in issue 3 and was later given his own 3-issue arc. The Eradicator's body was created from the genetic template of Superman's after he died at the hands of Doomsday, giving the Eradicator physiology similar to a Kryptonian's. I mentioned earlier that the Eradicator was my favorite of the four, but here's the reason why. The first comic book I actually picked up was Action Comics 688, and from the cover I thought it was Superman. At that point I was 13 years old, and I knew of the character of Superman because years earlier my first exposure to him was the Christopher Reeve movie, but I didn't get into comics until 1993. I picked up Action Comics 688, and I thought that was Superman on the cover with just a different costume variation. I had no idea that the whole Death of Superman story arc had happened at that point. After I found that out, my mind was blown. I had to go try to find those issues and find out what happened. Now, at the time, it was still a really big deal, and those issues were super expensive. So I didn't get to read the Death of Superman storyline in the single issues, but I found this trade. I was able to finally read the story, and from there I was just completely hooked on comics. I continued to pick up the Reign of Superman storyline as each issue came out. Every week I would stop by the store, spend my lunch money on a comic book. And for the first several issues of that storyline, even though I had found out that the original Superman had died, I still thought that Eradicator might have been the real deal with just slightly altered powers and costume. To this day, his costume design is still in my top 3 of Superman costumes. I don't know what it is. It's such a simple design, but it's way up there in my favorites. I love it. Stumbling upon that first issue of Action Comics 688 and reading that storyline meant so much to me as a kid. It was just such an escape and got me through such a rough time in my childhood that I still love that character to this day, and I would love to see him come back. The Eradicator will forever be my favorite of the four in the reign of Superman. Okay, that's it for this week's character spotlight. Next time I'll be focusing on Cyborg Superman.
What did you say his power level is? It's over 9,000!